What all do you have to do as an indie artist? Whether it's copywriting, business stuff, dropping new music, what absolutely has to get done in order for that to happen? If you're an artist who needs a step-by-step guide on all the things that you've got to remember to set yourself up for success, then keep watching, because today I'm sharing the ultimate indie artist to-do list that will help you rise to the top and keep the headaches to a minimum. Let's blast off and get started.
JM in your universe.
Konnichiwa friends, I'm Jonathan Miller and welcome back to Jonathan Miller Music, where we help each other become better artists. Being an independent artist means figuring things out as you go, because you're kind of in charge of your own destiny. But there is so much to remember. Little details you might forget, or big ones that end up costing you. It's like every time you try to do something, you find out 3 other things you were supposed to do ahead of that. I've been an indie artist for about 15 years, so if you need a little help remembering everything, you've come to the right place. Also, to coincide with this video, I've made a special PDF document with a lot more details and resources for you, and it's available for free to all tiers on my Patreon. So if you're a visual learner and you need something that you can print out and kind of check off, go grab it. Link in the description below. Phase 1. Phases 1 and 2 consist of everything that you're doing before releasing new music. And phase 1 takes place anywhere between 3 months before your release, all the way up to over a year before your release date. It's the bulk of your work and requires a lot of time and energy. And your plan for each release is gonna be a little bit different, depending on your budget, your needs, what you wanna do. Some rollouts, like surprise drops for example, are gonna kind of change when you do certain things. So please remember that times and the exact order in which you've gotta do things is going to kind of fluctuate depending on what's best for you. Also, this 4-phase method kind of operates under the assumption of an album release, but 100% applies to single releases, EPs, mixtapes, etc. So here's what you gotta do in phase 1. Get all your music finished and mastered. Register all your songs with your performance rights organization. Get your ISRCs assigned to every single song. Get all of your legalities cleared. Copyrights, agreements, tax information, whatever you've gotta do, get all of that done. Get your budget finalized if you haven't done so even before doing any of this. Album title and track list finalized. Get your photo shoot booked and completed, and select your album cover. Get all of your promotional pictures finalized and chosen as well, and select at least your first single. It's also a good idea to have your second single chosen as well, so that way you can kind of keep promo going as you launch things. Get all your lyric videos and visualizers ordered and finalized as well, if you plan on doing 1 or more of those. Film your music video if your budget allows for one. It doesn't have to be the highest quality with the best camera and all the visual effects. Do the best that you can right now, but always keep in mind that having some sort of visual for your music is a good thing to have in today's music world. Pick all of your emojis and designated hashtags that you're going to be using throughout your entire launch. Yes, you do have to think about that. Sometimes I get people thinking, well, it's just a hashtag. You'd be surprised how much thought goes into those. Consistent branding. Choose your graphic designers for your merch if you plan on doing a merch run. Set up your merch store. Don't publish it yet, but get that all in working order, including your copyrights and legal work for that as well, such as terms and conditions, your return policy, all that sort of stuff as well. Upload and distribute your music via a music distributor. If you're a little bit worried about that when it comes to budgeting, I do have a discount for you. This video specifically is not sponsored, but I do have an affiliate link to DistroKid, which can save you some money on your first year's membership and make things a little more cost effective. Link in the description. Get your release date selected and finalized. Press release created and sent out if you plan on doing one. Order your physical CDs and vinyls if you're doing them. Remember, we're in a pandemic and delays will probably happen, so get on this as early as you possibly can. Begin teasing new music is coming to your fans. Drop those hints and get them talking. Register your album with Nielsen SoundScan via a title registration form if you want to try to chart on Billboard. Don't forget to also fill out an ISRC form for every single one of your songs as well. All those resources are in the PDF download. Create a smart URL containing links to all of your new music. You may not be able to do this until phase 3, but if you can get it done now, get it done. Claim your artist profiles on Spotify for artists and Apple Music for artists. Just FYI, my DistroKid link can also help you get verified on Spotify pretty easily. Just letting you know. Submit your music for playlists. Get your venues booked if you're planning on doing live shows. Like this video and subscribe if you're enjoying this video so far. And don't forget to leave a comment with some ideas that you might have, or ask any questions that you may have as well, because all that helps me out and the algorithm a lot. Thank you in advance. Give it a like and hit that subscribe button. Phase 2. Phase 2 is generally when you really start revealing stuff. to create that sort of buzz for your upcoming release. Your to-do list in this phase is much smaller than phase 1 and primarily consists of final preparation and work before launching new music. If you're doing a surprise drop, all of phase 2 is basically gonna be phase 1, because nobody's gonna know until you say, hey, my album's coming out tonight, or hey, my album is out now. This is also the phase that's probably gonna keep you at your computer the most, so have some patience with yourself. The more accurate and prepared you can be, the smoother your launch is gonna go. Phase 2 can happen anywhere up to 6 months before your release, all the way up to the week or 2 before launch. So here's what you gotta do. Get your first single announced and/or released. Announce your album title. Tour announcements if you plan on doing a tour. I know that's kind of difficult right now, but this is kind of when you would do that and start selling tickets. Get your merch shop open or begin taking pre-orders. Create and launch a crowdfunding campaign if you plan on doing one on places like Kickstarter, Patreon, GoFundMe, or Indiegogo. Start posting your official sneak peeks or teasers. Get your social media updated to reflect your current branding, such as your profile pictures, your links in your bio, and all that sort of stuff. Announce your release date. Pre-write all of your announcement posts for launch week. Update your website if it's different from your merch shop and get that ready for launch. And start interacting with your fans more and more to boost engagement. Phase 3. This is it. Release week. The fun part, what you've been working toward. I know it's exciting, but there is still some stuff you've got to do. So stay focused. First thing, release your new music. It's out. Celebrate that. Publish your website with all of its changes. Get your music video published on YouTube if you haven't done so already. Do a live stream with your fans on release night. Live video on release night is always a great time to do it because it's peak excitement for your fans. Share any press or interviews that might have gotten published. Repost fan interactions like TikTok videos or Instagram stories. Check Billboard to see if you charted. Share any of those playlists that you might have gotten onto. Upload organic photos and videos to social media to celebrate your release. And check iTunes to see if you charted or made it to the homepage. Phase 4. There's always ways to innovate and keep hype up for your music. You can always reshare any press, any interviews, or fan interactions at any time to keep the momentum going. Just because the initial buzz is over doesn't mean you have to be done with something that you just poured your whole life and soul into. A lot of artists get to phase 4 and realize that they forgot to even plan for it, or they fall flat because they just don't know what to do. Been there. So here are a few ideas to keep things moving. Share stories from writing or recording the music. Upload a behind the scenes video or making of documentary. If you need an example for that, I'll put a link to my own that I made for my last EP that you can use as a reference. Ask your fans what they think of your new music or what their favorite songs are at different time intervals. Release night, a week later, a month later, what are they vibing to? What have they connected with? Release another single. You're not annoying for doing this. You're promoting your work. It's okay to do, especially if you have the budget for it. Share any more press that you may get, and begin your tour if you're doing one. From here, the rest is up to your own discretion. If your music is performing well, consider a 4th or even a 5th single. Space it out a little bit. Give your album some life. Show people different sides to you or your project. Your calendar and promo cycle is really up to you as an independent artist. And if you need this list as something you can check off, remember my printable PDF is available to all tiers for free on Patreon, which could really help you out with your next release. So be proud of the work that you've accomplished and enjoy the moment. You've earned it.